Hey, what is up, you guys? Guess here. And yes, I went ahead and purchased the Tesla Model 3. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and check the video out up here. It make a lot more sense. Also, before you go and rage in the comment section, please make sure you watch this video in its entirety. It'll make a lot more sense to you guys as far as the reasons why I purchased the purchased the Tesla Model 3. All right, you already know what is happening. Let's cue the intro. So a few months ago, I made a video about not purchasing a Tesla Model 3 for several reasons. I felt like my message did not get across as well as I wanted it to. That transpired through some comments of my friends when they saw me in the Tesla. They're like, "Guess, why did you buy a Tesla? What are you doing in the Tesla? I thought you said not to buy a Tesla or not to try to impress anybody." Well, a couple of things here. On the first hand, I never said not to buy a Tesla. In fact, you can check out the clip right here where I said what I said.
Who cares about the latest iPhones, the latest Jordans, the latest MacBooks? They make a new one every year anyway. Stick with whatever you have until you physically can't anymore. Now, you better believe that as soon as my 15-year-old Saturn Vue gives up on me, I'm heading straight to the Tesla dealership for my Model 3. It might be 5 weeks from now, it might be 5 years from now, but who really cares?
On the other end, I really believe in not trying to impress anybody but myself or ourselves in general. And to me buying this Tesla was a testimony of how far I've come personally and getting closer to my goals and getting bettering myself over time. And it was not trying to impress anybody, and you will see why it makes actually a lot of sense to buy a Tesla, both economically and also just for convenience. So a few days after making the video about not buying a Tesla, my car actually broke down. I went to the mechanic and he told me it was going to cost me $3,500 to repair it. I was like, hell no, that's not happening. I'd rather put that money towards another vehicle, another car, because I know this car is already 15 years old and is bound to break down in the next couple of months again after I make those repairs. So I decided to sell my old 2004 Saturn Vue. Now at that point, I had the choice between purchasing either a used vehicle or a new vehicle. And if you know me, if you follow my videos in the past, I always believe in buying new when your possession, breaks down or something. I always believe in buying new and just running that to the ground, and then once that happens, again, upgrade to the best available item you can purchase brand new. So that's what I did. I decided to go ahead and purchase a brand new vehicle. Now, why a Tesla specifically? Well, for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons are actually just emotional reason, because honestly, who wouldn't want to ride in a Tesla? Nah. More seriously though, I mean, Teslas are very, very, very advanced technologically and the safest cars on the road. That's just at the surface. Also, for convenience, this is literally an entertainment on wheels. When I go ahead and charge my car and when I run out of battery, go charge my car, I can literally just sit back, watch Netflix, and just enjoy it. I don't even see the time pass. And also, this car constantly gets better over time. Like 2 days ago, I received an update that now shows me traffic lights, so the car automatically stops itself. And the car, I forgot to mention, also drives itself on the highway. So there's so many benefits on so many levels. It's just insane not to buy a Tesla right now, because they literally get better over time and they're so high tech and so safe. Like I said, it makes no sense to buy any other car than a Tesla. Now, enough of the emotional reasons. Let's talk about the rational reasons. Because let's be honest, we all buy with emotions, but if it doesn't make sense rationally and financially, then it's always a bad purchase. So, rationally, this car actually saves me money and has the potential to make me money. Let's go into the details. First thing, taxes. As soon as I bought that car, I received an automatic $7,000 tax credit on my income tax filing. Just because it's an electric vehicle, again, trying to save the environment, the zero emissions and all that good stuff. I don't want to get into the details again, there's a lot of controversy about it, but that's what you get for purchasing an electric vehicle. And Tesla happens to be an electric vehicle as well. So I got about $7,000 of tax credit $5,000 from the state of Colorado, where I live, and another $1,000 to $2,000 from the federal government. So those two combined give me an approximate $7,000 of tax credit. Now, enough with the taxes. More tangible savings that you see right away. Let me give you an example. Since I bought this Tesla, I drove it about 6,000 miles, and I only paid $262 total for charging. So most of my charging was free, sometimes at Tesla service centers, sometimes through my Tesla referral code that I got. You can check that out in the description below. But most of my charging was free, to be honest. But when I had to pay the overall total for 6,000 miles, I went through my bank statement and I totaled that to $262. Now let's do the math. If I had kept my previous Southern view at 20 miles per gallon and $2.75 on average dollars per gallon, that would have cost me way over $800. So that's literally right there, $600 saved by just driving an electric vehicle. Now, let's be honest. My insurance rate also went up $100 a month, just because now it's a brand new car. I got full coverage, and so it went up $100 a month. So that gas savings actually translated into my insurance. So I'm all around kind of broke even. I did not spend more. I did not really gain more. But like I said, this tax credit actually comes back into my pocket, so that savings right there. And I'm not even mentioning all the other savings, such as the oil change and timing belt and all the other components of the car that you would have had to replace or check or have inspected if you didn't have an electric vehicle. So all those, you don't have to worry about those, they're just gone. Another major factor when it comes to Teslas in general is that they hold the value very well. I mean, some of the best at holding the value in the market out there right now as of 2019, early 2020. I literally looked around in my area for used Tesla Model 3s with the same specs as I have right now. And honestly, all of them that had between 6,000 and 10,000 miles only lost about $2,000 to $3,000 off of the MSRP, the retail price. So that's not bad at all. You can go ahead and check the other car manufacturers and all the other models and how much they lose the value. You see, it's true when people say when you buy a brand new car and drive it off the lot, the value usually drops by a whole lot. But that's not true for Teslas. In fact, right now, if I go ahead and sell my Tesla at this moment, I will actually make money, like I said, because of the tax credit that I'll be collecting. So I actually ran a simulation with Kelley Blue Book with my car, all the specs for like 3 years down the line, so about 30,000 miles, to see what the value will be if I was to sell it. And guess what? I only lost about $2,000 to $3,000 off of the initial retail price that's on the website. And that means after 30,000 miles, I only lose $3,000. This is insane as far as depreciation. It's almost non-existent. And you won't see that with pretty much any other car out there other than Teslas in general. So they hold the value very well. So that alone is not enough to say that Teslas are actually assets. Because if you have to put money into something that doesn't generate you money, that's a liability. Hashtag rich dad, poor dad. But anyways, this car is actually an asset because it has the potential of making you money down the line. Now, I don't want to get into all the details, but if you're interested, just Google Tesla Robotaxi.
I feel very confident predicting autonomous robotaxis for Tesla next year. So if you own the car, you can add or subtract it to the Tesla network, and Tesla would take 25 or 30% of the revenue. So when you use the car, we'll show you our ride-sharing app. So you'll be able to summon the car from the parking lot, get in, and go for a drive. The cost of ride sharing is, according to Uber and Lyft, is $2 to $3 a mile. The cost to run a Robotaxi, we think, less than 18 cents a mile.
As for making money with your Robotaxi as an owner?
We think probably something on the order of $30,000 per year. By the middle of next year, we'll have over 1 million Tesla cars on the road with full self-driving hardware, feature complete, at a reliability level that we would consider that no one needs to pay attention.
This is still a little gimmicky, a little hypothetical, but it's definitely very much plausible given that, like I said, my car pretty much drives itself right now almost 80% of the time. So it's only a matter of updates for Tesla to make all their cars full self-driving. So I believe that may happen. If it doesn't happen, no big deal, but it's very likely to happen in the next year or two. So I'm really looking forward to it, where Tesla is actually going to generate me money. And to be honest, that was probably the number one reason that literally just swayed me towards, like, this is a no-brainer. I'm going to buy a Tesla. That's the only kind of cars I'm going to buy going forward, because it's just so awesome and so many benefits all around. Now, the ugly truth is that I am now in debt. So this car cost me $44,000 roughly after taxes, registration, documentation fees and everything. $44,000. I put a 20% down payment, and then I financed the remaining at about 4% interest as well. So over 5 to 6 years, I can't remember, but that the monthly payment is about $550, $540 for the next 5 to 6 years. So I am in debt. That's right. Now that I bought this Tesla, now most of you are gonna be like, "Man, you so stupid for wasting that much money in a car, and now look at you in debt." Well, to be honest, I don't feel bad about it at all, because I can go ahead and sell this car tomorrow and I will literally get rid of my debt, and it's even better, make money off of it. But I personally have no intention of selling the car anytime soon, so that's out of the equation. I have to admit, I hate being in debt, so my goal is to actually pay this car off in 1 year. By the end of 2020, I want to be completely debt free and pay that Tesla off completely debt free, so I can focus extremely and exclusively on my investment. Speaking of, I was telling you guys that I was messing around with investing. Well, I had two main investment vehicles. One of them was my 401k. I invested over 5 figures as I was saving for this Tesla. Yes, I was also saving money into my retirement account. So I saved over 5 figures and I invested that into index funds, and that returned 15% in just 6 months. That is right, over 15%. You can see that on the screen right now. I'm not you. So this is real. I invested my money and I made over 15% return on one end. My other investment, which was my personal portfolio, where I just picked stocks individually. I had about 4 different stocks. Spoiler, Tesla was one of them. I made over 30% return and I invested a little under $1,000 in that specific investment portfolio that I put together myself. So seeing that on one hand, I'm putting money into my investment vehicles, and that those are generating really good returns, beating the average. And on the other hand, I'm also paying on a monthly basis my car. That kind of pains me, because I know that the money I'm putting into the Tesla, I could be putting that into my investment that will generate me a lot more money. What I have to remind myself of this is that this Tesla is actually an investment. It really, truly has the potential to make me money in the next year or two. So I just have to hold out and just hope that this comes true, and then also keep going through with my with paying off that debt. My goal is to pay that off in 1 year, but in 2020 get rid of it completely, and also on the other end just keep investing into my investment vehicles and improving my strategies. So this is it. This was the video about why I purchased a Tesla Model 3 for me as a 23-year-old African. If you want to know any details about how the purchase went through, what happened, financing details, the car, anything at all about this whole video, any question you have, please let me know in the comments below. The moral of the story is, well, there is no moral of the story. This is my story, my process. You can make of it whatever you want to do. This was my last video of 2019, so thank you so much for being with me on this channel. We are right about 130 subscribers now. We've gone a long way. We started in March of 2019, not as consistently as I wanted it to be, but we've gone a long way. I'm very happy with that, and I'm looking forward to making more videos and really interacting with you guys and helping each other out, becoming the best version of ourselves in all different aspects of our lives. My name is Guest, and this was a dose of smart millennial motivation on Guestivation. Peace! Happy New Year 2020.